I'm Dr. David Cox. I'm a neuroscientist by background, and I'm a specialist health and medical journalist. So I'd say probably the biggest change in health and lifestyle journalism just simply relates to the business model of journalism. So I think 10 years ago, there was probably much more of like a freedom, if a story sounded interesting, to put it out there without maybe worrying so much about the metrics. The biggest change has been probably in the last 3 years, really with just the rise of generative AI, and particularly the Google AI summaries, which have effectively just sort of cannibalized the search traffic which many publishers were getting. So the issue has been basically that there's been probably like less of a versatility, and newspapers have become a lot more conservative in the stories they go for, because it's all about kind of prioritizing their own readers, and everyone's kind of like focused in on like what their own readers particularly want. Now, instead of kind of Google traffic, everyone's kind of investing more in social media and trying to get new readers via Instagram, YouTube, kind of TikTok, kind of committing more into those kind of digital news platforms. But it's really changed the type of stories which tend to be commissioned now. There's just been so much less medtech, so much less innovation stories being covered, and just so much more consumer health. Like everything now is predominantly consumer health, and there's a few interesting reasons for that. One has been just the decline in certain outlets or certain sections of newspapers which used to focus more on technology and innovation. I mean, a classic example is The Observer. When it was still part of The Guardian, The Observer New Review had an entire section devoted to deep dives and science and technology, and now in the new edition of The Observer, that's just been completely removed. The Guardian used to have tons of blogs on all aspects of life sciences, and all of those have kind of disappeared. And I think obviously a lot of this is related to what consumers are going for and reading. It probably would be that maybe 5-10 years ago, maybe a third of the stories I do are medtech. Now, only 2 of the stories I've been commissioned in the last year have been related at all to likes of medtech. So it's become so much harder to get editors to show interest in that.